welcome to Storyboard. I'm Shubhani Gharat. Storyboard 18's Visionaries was held recently in Gurgaon, where we witnessed a ballroom full of excitement and a strong sense of camaraderie as the crowd of industry stalwarts gathered to enjoy each other's company, watch their peers get felicitated, and learn more about the bright future of advertising and marketing. It was an evening that celebrated CMOs, marketing leaders, and brand custodians who have made a deep impact through their work that has catapulted the growth of their respective companies and brands. Apart from CMOs, there were many C-suite leaders, founders and CXOs present on ground. Nestle's Suresh Narayanan is one of them. He kick-started the very first chapter of Storyboard 18's Visionaries with a powerful keynote speech sharing leadership lessons that he swears by. Listen in.
If there is only one thing that you have to remember at the end of my time that I have today, is the Doha of Kabir. Vriksha kabuni falbake, nadina sinche neer, parmarath ke karane, sadhun dhara sharir. Vriksh, the tree never eats its fruit, the river never drinks its water. It is for the sake of mankind that the sadhu has donned life form on earth. That is the role of leadership. I've got not 3 but almost 4 decades of experience in the trenches to have learnt a few principles. The first principle of leadership that I've learnt is that everyone must have an attitude in a positive spirit. It's all about having a mindset to say that I will overcome and that we shall overcome. If there's one statement from Mahatma Gandhi that you need to remember, is the fact that a leader is not known by the followers he has, it is by the leaders he makes. That's your role as marketeers, that's your role as CEOs. The second principle is authenticity. So be authentic. The fact of the matter is that you're at least true to your skin, and being true to your skin gives you a power that is enormous. The third principle is of agility. This is a world where you have to discard your thoughts every second day. So agility and therefore adaptability. Both of these are becoming extremely important in your profession. You see heroes becoming zeros, not so much because of lousy strategies, it's because of lousy leadership. Purpose, people, planet, partnerships, and you will finally get performance. हम क्या करते हैं? पहले performance and last people, and maybe partnerships grudgingly, if at all we think that partnerships are worthwhile. That is the core essence of who we are as marketeers, who we are as leaders, who we are as people who have to make things happen. So remember, competence, clarity, confidence, creativity, and finally, something that we have forgotten in this world today, compassion. And since all of you marketeers speak the language of the consumer, I would leave you with the Doha of Kabir. ऐसी बानी बोलिए, मन का आपा खोए, औरन को शीतल करे, आपू शीतल होए. Thank you all very much for your patient listening. Thank you.
And then we caught up with some visionary CMOs who were felicitated with a memento that evening on what does it really take to become a visionary marketer. Let's take a look at what they have to say.
Visionary marketer or visionary leader is somebody who thinks long-term consumer trends, long-term profitable growth, long-term customer relationships, and maximizes the short-term. And a leader is somebody who's able to channelize the long-term vision through very clearly defined objectives and building blocks.
With all humility, I can say that it takes patience, a lot of hard work along the years. I think getting a better sense of what consumers really want in terms of products or services, and then trying to fulfill that need And if you keep that as a constant thought and a philosophy throughout your career, I think you probably will in some way try and end up getting close to a visionary marketer. So I think a better sense of what the consumers want and need is probably has helped me in my journey.
I think the only thing to remember is always be the voice of the consumer or the customer and work closely with, we heard about it today, work closely with your business partners, with your CEO on what that business agenda is. Being visionary is looking for unlocks that come from genuine consumer insights and close customer integrations and interactions. There's no rocket science. It's as old as the hills. I think it still works. The how is what changes, as the years go on.
Well, I believe that being your authentic self, being rooted in being a great storyteller, and more importantly, trying to balance what marketing is known for, business and growth, I think really helps being a visionary or being a rounded marketer in that sense.
I think all it takes for a visionary, is keeping yourself very rooted to the fundamentals, but keeping your eyes open to trends and a little bit of, foresight and predictions around what might happen in the future, and kind of navigating your brand towards those narratives.
I think the most important thing to be a visionary in marketing is to really see how you can create impact. Now, that impact could have various definitions. It could be just mere sales for the company. It could be about creating changes in the lives of the consumers. So it's about the industry that you're in and what is the impact that you can create. So marketing is all about impact. If there's no impact, there's no marketing success. And visionaries are those who identify what impact can be created, how it can be created, and how well it can be created. And I think that's what's most important.
So I think what it takes to really be a visionary marketer is to first put the consumer at the heart of everything. I think once we do that, and not about just selling a product, if it's about problem solving, what is it that the product or the service can do for the customer? So I think it's all about problem solving and keeping the customer at the heart of any communication or marketing that we do.
I would say these sort of events are very, very important for marketeers like us, where we try to get information and fetch information from fellow marketeers and understand the kind of vision they have for the future. These sort of events lay down the roadmap for us, where we take some sort of information back and start preparing our strategies accordingly.
Certainly for any marketer, I would say that being very, very close to your consumer, really understanding trends that are happening in the market today, what has happened in the past, and more importantly, what will happen in the future. So staying very close to it is probably the number one thing for a marketer. Once you know that, and with experience, you get good ideas.
Visionary marketer is probably someone who's a realist, who can find the intersection between what's happening in the nation or the macro environment, intersect it with what is important for the company, and eventually is serving the interest of the customers. So everything which has customer at the center, and then you can find new ways, be bold and experiment around it. I guess realist is also visionary, and that is pretty much the theme on my mind.
I think what it takes is like a love for mystery is how I would put it. I think, marketing is a lot of gray compared to, and if you're used to like a lot of black and white in your life, I mean, it's not the rightest place. Consumer mind especially is a bit intriguing, and thereby being able to decipher the real needs and wants of consumers and being able to kind of turn that into solutions which are product, services, even insights on which you can base your communication on is an art that it kind of requires for you to be successful in it. And thereby I would say that people who have this penchant for mystery, I think tend to do a lot better in marketing than otherwise.
We at PepsiCo India are constantly striving to become better every day. And in that endeavor, we have written a simple vision, which is all about generating positive growth and spreading smiles by inspiring or entertaining 1 billion Indians every day. In that regard, whatever we are doing, we are doing with deep human centricity and with a transformative mindset. Right from the very deep human-centric propositions of Dew or Pepsi, which is anchored on Dar Ke Aage Jeete or Rise Up Baby, which is all about making sure that we give inspiring messages in an entertaining way, to supporting athletes with a beautiful brand like Gatorade, which we just recently did with Sumit Nagpal when we kind of saw his story, to making sure that we provide transformative portfolio solutions with Sting, which is an energy drink which consumers love, and also our zero sugar offerings, which are really delicious with the promise of zero sugar. We are at one end trying to architect growth, and on the other end trying to be a catalyst of change. On that note, I'd just like to thank all of you on behalf of PepsiCo India to bestow this award on me, because this is not my award, this is team's award. Thank you very much.
A lot to learn from these visionary CMOs. This was the very first edition of Storyboard 18's Visionaries. More chapters coming soon. On that note, it is time for us to slip into a short break. On the other side, we are catching up with Vice President Marketing, Mondelez India, Nitin Saini, in the thick of the festive season on the key trends around the festival and their focus on premiumization.